Okay, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Chalk Talk Social. It is Tuesday, December 2nd, and as an Ole Miss reporter now famously put it, turns out you truly cannot turn a hoe into a housewife. The Lane Kiffin jab heard around the sports world. Lane Kiffin departs for LSU as we all, I didn't want him to. I think it was the wrong choice, but I think everyone saw it kind of coming. But otherwise, Iman, what's going on? What are your thoughts on it?
You already know about my money, about my biz. You know it's me when you hear that. There it is. I've been telling y'all for a couple of weeks. He's an asshole. I never liked Lane Kiffin. I've been saying it. Now I do think it was something the Ole Miss should have let him stay. I think the kids deserve to have their coach there in the playoffs. But I also just think Lane Kiffin was kind of scared of what they was going to do in the playoffs this year. Because, I heard Ole Miss was willing to pay him more than what LSU was going to pay him, was going to be willing to pay more in NIL for athletes. So, I guess he just didn't like fucking Oxford. I don't like it either, but, listen, I told y'all about him.
Hey, some people never change. Some things never change. This is just a part of the Lane Kiffin experience, but another thing that happened in the sports world, cooler things, less contentious things, is DeAndre Hopkins got catch number 1,000 on his career, and I only wanted to bring it up because the broadcast glossed straight over it, spent 0 seconds on it, which is insane because he's only the 18th player ever to do that. And I know right? The ascent lately has been slow. The career's been slowed way down like the last 4 years, but still he notches the milestone. And, man, if y'all weren't there for the DeAndre Hopkins prime, and what he did, and with the quarterbacks he had in Houston were dog water like every single year, man. Just
some of the best hands I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, get the jacket ready. That man is walking straight into Canton, no problem. So shout out DeAndre Hopkins. Had to get it out there because
was that against y'all when he caught like on 3 people? Was that against Green Bay that one time when he caught?
It probably was. Tragic shit like that always happens.
Yeah, it was against Green Bay, but one of the best catches I ever seen from him, I thought it was against Green Bay. But yeah, for sure. Hands. Congrats. Salute, DeAndre.
Absolutely. Sorry, I'm just chugging my tea over here. All right. Well, as per usual on a Tuesday, we got the top 10 and 10. We already brought up the first one, but we're going to get right into it. Lots of stuff to unpack today. Some good conversation on college football, of course. We got to talk through the rankings and all the situations present for the last pretty much 2 teams who can make it in outside the ACC champ and outside the G5 champ. It's really coming down to the wire. It's intense. It's awesome. This NFL season has been awesome. So let's get straight into it. The top 10 in 10. Number 1, like we said, Lane Kiffin departs Ole Miss for LSU in classic contentious fashion. He goes for 7 years, $90 million. And get this, per college football contracts being the way they are, an 80% buyout fee. If he wins a championship, he becomes the highest paid coach in the nation. If he gets that title, LSU will give him that. It was just an absurd weekend of Lane Kiffin news if you're following the drama, and honestly, who isn't? They won the Egg Bowl. He leaves for LSU. He demands to finish the season with Ole Miss and then threatens to poach his staff on the way out, leaving Ole Miss going to the playoffs in flux with like weird coaching staff or lack of there. He had the team meeting, pushed the meeting back, didn't show up to the meeting, and then, of course, got flipped off by the Ole Miss faithful on his way to his private jet down to Baton Rouge. So, what a weekend. Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin, it happens. He gone. What's next?
Number 2, Panthers stunned. Arguably the best team in the NFC this weekend, in the LA Rams, 31-28. And our guy, Bryce Young, is starting to show why he's a 5-star at Mater Dei. While USC gave him the bag to come in and why he was drafted number 1. Bryce Young becomes the youngest player to ever get 11 game-winning drives in his career, the youngest. He also balled out where he had 206 yards and 3 TDs. Also, the defense was able to rattle Matt Stafford like we haven't seen in past weeks, throwing his first interception in 10 weeks, and he also fumbled, which I thought was going to be on the game-winning drive, but somehow the defense caused the fumble. Man, how up and down is this NFC? 1 week, they're the best team. The next week, they're losing to the Panthers. So, North Carolina, stand up, take your shirt off, swing it around your head, spin it like a helicopter. That's Petey Pablo, if y'all don't know.
Yeah. That negative 50-point differential thing for the Panthers is nuts. But Anyways, over to the AFC side, Josh Allen becomes the all-time rushing touchdown leader among quarterbacks, notching number 76 to pass up Cam Newton. It could be debated. Josh Allen is the most effective QB all-time at running the football. Not the best, maybe the most effective, though. We could say that maybe Lamar Jackson or Mike Vick could be considered the best, but it could maybe be argued that Josh Allen over his career has been more of an effective runner. I don't know. I'm just maybe a conversation for later. But look, the Bills, this game was funny because the Steelers, Tomlin's hot seat was hot. But then it comes out that the Bills ran the same play like 29 times, I think, against the Steelers. And even Watt in the presser acknowledged like we knew they were running the same play every time. We did nothing and we couldn't stop it. So Mike Tomlin's hot seat is cranked to 10 right now after that ass whooping. What's next?
Number 4, my turkey day was freaking destroyed because of Broadway Joe Burrow made his return and let us know he's still top 5 quarterback in the NFL right now. I mean, Burrow went for 261 yards, 2 touchdowns. And granted, we gave the game away. Let's be clear, with all the fumbles, interceptions, we literally gave the game away. But it's just a big reminder that in Cincinnati, you always have a chance when you have Joe Burrow. He is clearly one of the best quarterbacks ever to play. And this was without their number 2, T. Higgins. So this was just Jamar Chase, which I think he had like 17 targets to Jamar Chase, and I'm not mad at him. But clearly Joe Burrow has the ability to win any game. And like I said, I've been depressed since Thanksgiving because we started the season with us and the Bills with the highest chances of making the Super Bowl, and it's looking like we won't make the playoffs. Playoffs behind Joe Burrow. So, hey, salute to Joe. You're back.
Kidding me?
Yeah.
Man. All right, next up, the Bears stay hot and actually move to the top of the NFC after beating just a spiraling Philadelphia Eagles team 24-15. And I got to shout out, having played ball a lot, I got to shout out Ben Johnson for what he said in the presser, to holding that pass game to the high standards and holding them accountable, like despite the team's success. It really just gave that, let's not get complacent just because we're winning. Our pass game, from Caleb to the receivers, everyone's got improving. He said, we're winning in spite of our pass game, not because of it. And none of us are pleased with that. So I love the directness. It's refreshing. I love the honesty out of, expecting more out of Caleb Williams and the pass catchers not being good enough. I mean, one example being Caleb has 8 games with under 60% completion percentage this year, and his receivers have not exactly helped at times. So I love Ben Johnson calling out, putting the guys on blast, expecting the big things because that team is cooking. And if that pass game gets right, that's going to be a really hard team to stop in the playoffs. And I hate to say it. As a Packers fan, I hate to say that Bears team feels really close to being too good.
Yeah.
Stop it. What's next?
I got to whisper it, y'all. Understand. 6. Texas beat Texas A&M. And I'm only whispering it because my girls are Texas A&M and their biggest rival is Texas. And I don't want her to hear me. The Texas upset Texas A&M this weekend. They're making a real big push for the college football playoff, even with 3 losses this year. Texas dropped 24 points in the second half. Defense was able to get 2 picks. Quintravion Wisner, 155 on the ground, averaging 8 yards a carry. We're talking about he's almost averaging a first down every time he touched the ball. And yes, still, Arch is just so up and down when it comes to passing, but clearly he can win games with his feet because that 1 touchdown run, man, did he actually look like Josh Allen and not his uncle Peyton Manning with his feet. But Archie is showing that he's probably going to be a pro just with his athletic ability, but he still needs some work in the pocket and with his arm because he's just inconsistent with that. But, hey, I want to see Texas in the CFP. Let's be clear. They're the best 3-loss team in the nation. They're better than some of these 1-loss teams. So I want to see Texas in. We want to put the best in. And they made their statement this weekend by beating the number 3 Texas A&M.
Man, sorry that you had to read that one with the lady probably close by. My bad. Whoops, that was on accident, I swear. Anyways, next up, we got the college football coaching carousel kind of starting to take shape with Summerall going to Florida and Golish going to Auburn. Summerall was 42-11 in his time at Tulane and Troy across 4 years. He's got the track record of success. He is, however, only 2-6 against ranked teams. But look, when you're playing with like Tulane and Troy, like let's be kind of honest on that one. So kind of potentially triggered or signaled some more of the same. The Gators fans, who are for some reason the least hype of anyone in the nation on this signing, where everyone's like, "That's a great signing," and the Florida fans are like, "No, we hate that so much." Anyways, then you got Golish, who picks Auburn after the Arkansas Razorbacks leaked that they had a deal with him in place. Golish kind of got turned off by that. He picks Auburn. He's led USF to the number 2 ranked offense nationally that has posted 500 plus yards in 8 of their last 9 regular season games. And then he gave an all-time run through a brick wall quote when addressing the team for the first time, saying, "I don't effing golf. I don't effing fish. I don't have hobbies. I coach ball." Woo! Sign me up 10 times for that, coach. Yeah. Next.
Number 8, Cooper Flagg. Number 1 pick, Cooper Flagg, is joining a Hall of Fame company by becoming the only 18-year-old with 300 points, joining with LeBron, Kobe, and Tracy McGrady, all Hall of Famers. So Cooper Flagg is on that. He's also becoming the youngest player in history to score 35 plus in a game, and becoming the youngest in history to have 10 assists in a game. And granted, Cooper Flagg has a lot of work to his game still to be done, because I don't think he's a good 3-point shooter, but that's something that will improve. But let's be clear, that guy is aggressive when he starts getting to the hole. He's every bit 6'9", super athletic, and he's not scared of a soul. So if Cooper Flagg can kind of just keep this up, he's joining himself with all of the young guys who came in straight out of high school that are Hall of Famers and will be Hall of Famers. So we can kind of say right now, Cooper Flagg is on a trajectory to be one of the greatest players to ever suit it up in Dallas. Need a little bit longer for y'all to forget about Luka, but Cooper Flagg is finally starting to show why they drafted him number 1 and what the future will look like in Dallas.
Speaking of NBA superstars, Giannis Antetokounmpo becomes the 6th youngest player to ever reach 21,000 points. Got to shout out my guy in the picture behind me. Love Giannis. He joins LeBron, Jordan, Durant, Kobe, and Wilt as the youngest to make that mark. I'd say Giannis in the back half of it is like it's crazy to say that Giannis is in the kind of the back half of his prime, but can you even say that when he's arguably playing the best ball of his career right now? It seems like, is he still maybe mid prime at the age of 30 right now and at his size? So he joked that he was going to be the all-time leading scorer in about 5 to 6 years, but that would require dropping about 50 a game and not missing a game. So that obviously won't happen, but he seems like he's got a long tread left. I thought maybe 2-3 years, but let's look at maybe 4, 5, 6 years of this level of play coming up. He's averaging 30.9 points a game, 10.9 boards a game, 6.6 assists per game, 64% from the field. Golly, have a season, Giannis. Hats off. He just keeps putting up record numbers. Also becomes he tied for the most ever 25 plus point games in under 20 minutes of play, which just absolute dominance. His points per minute played is still just insane, all-time best. So what's next?
10 last, y'all know I love my college women's basketball. Miss Audi Crooks versus Indiana, number 55. She plays the 5, and if you don't know her by name, you'll know her if you see a picture of her, because she's a very polarizing college women's basketball. She's big, 6'3". She looks like Track the Trailer, who used to play for Michigan, down low. She had 47 points against Indiana a day ago, 19 for 25 from the field. She was 9 for 11 from the free throw, and they are ranked number 10. This is her 3rd 40-point game just this year. So she's looking like nobody can stop her. Miss Audi Crooks, keep going. You will be a dominant force in the WNBA in a few years, because, when them shoulders get to swinging, goodness grief, you can't stop that. And if y'all don't know who she is, please just go type her name in and you'll see her. 6'3", wide shoulders, big, can't be stopped. 47 points just this weekend against Indiana. Shout to Audi Crooks. There it is.
Wow. All right. Well, that's damn. You always got something good at the end, and I just
Yeah,
never
yeah, yeah,
tired of
yeah,
hearing.
yeah. I kind of keep my ears to the street because I mean, I'm an Indiana Fevers fan, so I kind of watch Indiana basketball, and they was playing Indiana, and I actually ran across it by watching her. But I've been knowing about Audi Crooks since she been in high school because
Hmm.
she was highly recruited, but people didn't think she'll do good because she's kind of a little overweight. I don't want to call her overweight, but she is big. I mean, she's like 6'3", maybe 300, easy.
I mean, but the highlights they're always banging.
Super light on her feet and everything. And
Hmm.
and Austin, I do got to say too, I'm whispering for real because I didn't know how big that rivalry was between Texas and Texas A&M. But I mean, my girlfriend's told me it's gotten physical at track meets before because of they used to have like a dual meet. Like they really hate each other in Texas.
Wow.
Texas and Texas A&M, she said, is like physical. So I kind of stay out the way when it come to that. She was real mad about that. Like she did not want to lose to Texas. So
No, I mean I get that. Well, I mean let's keep it in college right now, right? Obviously, everyone's talking about Lane Kiffin, so why don't we get our 2 cents in on the Lane Kiffin drama, all that it has been. He's officially at LSU now. Again, obviously, all the dramatics and the theatrics come with it. Iman, what was kind of your reaction to the entire thing playing out? What did you think? Did he make the right choice?
well, it depends on what his goal is. If he wants to win a national title, I do think LSU is a bigger brand where not just the dollar bill will be able to recruit athletes because athletes want to be in the spotlight and they know LSU for the past years, receivers, D line, defenses. So if he wants to win a national title, I say that, but I think Lane Kiffin is like super ego. I just really think he just wanted to be bigger as a coach and he gets more visibility at LSU. I just think it was kind of wacky how all of it happened, but I mean, it's right on brand for who Lane Kiffin is. But I also think
Mm-hmm.
Ole Miss kind of dropped the ball because I just think you're doing all the kids a disservice by not giving them the best chance to win a national title. They've sacrificed everything since spring, summer practices, 2-a-days, sweat. I mean, they just sacrificed so much not to have Charlie Weiss there and Lane Kiffin. It's like you setting them up for first round bye. So I hate
Mm-hmm.
that the kids don't get every opportunity to be successful. But I mean, I think he's making the best choice if he wants to win a national title. I just don't think he can do it
Yeah,
at Ole Miss.
it sucks being like imagine being one of those seniors, played your ass off, did everything the right way, and then you're here, you're on the verge of a championship, and now your coach is gone, some staff is gone, and like, let's be honest, like it likely won't happen at this point if we're just being totally honest. So you gotta feel bad for those kids who thought that maybe this is the year. The seniors, at least the guys in their last year, thinking they might get their time this year. It's insane to me that the NCAA like has us all set up. People been complaining about the schedule and all that, but like it's objectively crazy that this type of decision has to be made when teams are entering the final games of their season, going into playoffs, going into championships, and all that is happening is my coach going to be here for it? Like that to line up when it does is absurd. The contracts, the way they're structured, are absurd. Just make them like NFL contracts, right? The dudes will never stop bouncing. It's just going to be a death cycle. It's going to be crazy buyout shit. And it just doesn't make sense why they can't just make things way easy to allow for not this to happen when it's happening. So I think that part's like a fair argument. People are arguing with schedule. But personally, I think it was the wrong decision for him to leave Ole Miss.
Mm,
I mean, think about what he's done. What, 3 straight 10-win seasons? One of the most, if
mm.
not the most successful coach in Ole Miss history. Now I'm more on the legacy, because if that's his thing, is his legacy, I think this team is on a verge of potentially a championship. I don't think LSU is on the verge of a championship. They're going to need LSU's going to need a new quarterback next year. Granted, Chambliss, I believe, is also going to get this is his last year as well. So both teams probably need a new quarterback, but that defense is great. They're losing some of their top pieces, like their cornerback. I can't remember his last name, Mansoon something. Can't remember his last name, but and they have, as much as LSU has great talent up and down the roster. Right now, Ole Miss has kind of been the hot team. They're cooking. They seem to only be ascending. The momentum's there, and from like what they got on the roster, they keep stacking dudes. Like Ole Miss has been like heavy in the last couple NFL drafts too. So, and that doesn't look like it's slowing down at any point. So the only thing I can see, and if we're thinking what's best for Kiffin, is, and I saw someone put the analogy out there. If someone offered me $175,000 to do the same exact job somewhere else that right now I'm getting paid $100,000 for, yeah, I'm going to go take that job. If it's the same thing and they're going to offer me almost double or just anything more, significantly more, and assuming I think that company has higher long-term upside, and assuming I think they got cooler amenities, maybe some better bennies, and I'm getting paid more, yeah, I'm not even considering it. I'm gone. I'm jumping ship. If it's that scenario, if we're dumb it down to us normal humans who make normal people money, and we just kind of bring it down from like 90 million to like down to those, I'm gone. So yeah, but the thing, can't turn a hoe into a housewife.
Yeah.
It comes true. The analogy comes true. It could not be more accurate when talking about Lane Kiffin.
I just think though, Austin, with all the NFL players Ole Miss had, they didn't win it last year. They may win it this year, but you got to think Nick Saban won at LSU. Les Miles won at LSU. Ed Orgeron won at SU. Lane Kiffin probably thinks he's a better coach than all of them. I just know who he is. Yeah. He's understanding it no matter who coaching at LSU. I think Louisiana is a better recruiting hotbed than Mississippi. So I do think he's going to be able to get bigger superstars because he kind of lucked up with Shambles. Let's be clear. He didn't have a five. That's a D2 guy. He didn't get a 5-star guy. You got to think LSU had Bryce Underwood signed before Michigan paid him like $15 million. I just know he's going to get better players at LSU. And like I said, he understands those 3 guys won there. And I know for sure he thinks he's a better coach than 2 of them. So he's thinking he's going to win there.
I get it.
But, I mean, I'm with you, though, with the money. And only thing I hate this narrative. What about the kids? The kids, when they don't like you, they leave. When more money is offered in NIL, they leave. If they're sitting the bench, they leave. They leave now. So I don't feel like he owes any loyalty to his kids because, I mean,
and that's the fault of college football, is it not? Is that not the NCAA's fault for what this monster that they've created?
Exactly. So, yeah. But, hey, I've been telling y'all about him.
No, you're right. No, I mean, again, this is just the Lane Kiffin experience. And let's be honest, it's probably going to happen at LSU. Somehow, in 4 years' time, something is going to be bigger and better than LSU. Kiffin's name's going to come up, and he's going to be out that piece pretty quick.
NFL. NFL, because remember he failed when he was in the NFL, so he's going to want to come back and get
the next challenge.
Yep.
The next challenge. You know, I thought it was funny too. Someone tweeted out like how Kiffin posted that he was praying to God and all that stuff. And then like, what's that prayer? Like, please, Lord, please guide me on to fuck this team over and take my coaches with me. Please pray for me as I do that. Something like that just checks out. But, well, how about we keep going college football because we're on the topic. Let's keep the heater going. We got the final college football teams kind of getting set here. We got 8 teams set in the college football playoffs right now. That comes down to Ohio State, Indiana, which, wow, number 1, number 2, Big Ten championship, first time big ever.
Game. Yeah, big.
And
game.
Guess where College Game Day is not going to be? Not there. They're going to be at the SEC game because they're paid for by. We all know how that goes. But to not be at 1 versus 2 for the Big Ten championship if you're Game Day, that's absurd. I'm sorry. Like, show your colors a little bit more with the SEC allegiance and loyalties. But insane game, best Ohio State defense ever versus best Indiana team ever. Going to be an insane football game. Ohio State, no team scored over 17 points on them this season. I think teams are averaging like 7 points a game. Just absurd. Like, I think they allowed like 80-something total points this year.
I don't think it's going to be close, though, Austin. You
think they're going to whoop that ass?
I think Ohio State going to really show them this football is different. I think
so, too.
I don't think it's going to be close. I really don't think. And maybe they don't blow them out by more than 3 touchdowns, but I just think it's going to be, if you look at it, be like, oh, damn, Ohio State dominated them the whole game. So I don't think it's going to be close.
I mean, Mendoza's going to be motivated. This is a huge game for his NFL draft stock, if not the biggest game of his career for his NFL draft stock. And right now he's teetering between him, Dante Moore, assuming Moore comes out, that is he going to be the number 1 guy? Is he going to be a team or a player that teams want to build around? If he can do work on this defense, this is as good of a defense like college football maybe has ever seen. And if he can show up, I think he bumps his draft stock massively, becomes a top 3 lock pick. I don't think he's exactly there right now. I think there'll be a team that'll take him in the top 5, but I think this puts him at number 2 or 3 in the draft if he balls on it. So I think he's going to come in motivated, and Cignetti's a baller himself. So we'll see. But anyways, I can't believe college game day is not going to that. Anyways, Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M for your girl, Georgia, Texas Tech, Oregon, Ole Miss, Oklahoma. They're all in. It is down now to ACC champ and the G5 champs to kind of round it out with two still at large bids. So, Iman, who is our pick? We got to it comes down to really like Bama, Texas, Notre Dame, BYU, Vandy. What are your thoughts on that field?
So, I do everything with the eye test. I tell people all the time, I'm more eye test. I think Bama is the best team out of those four between Notre Dame, Texas, and Vandy. So I think Alabama should get in. I'm a Notre Dame fan, but I just can't be biased with my eyes. To me, I think Texas will have a better chance to win a national title this year than Notre Dame does. So I would rather see Texas over Notre Dame. And just for just the small guy just finally winning, I wouldn't mind seeing Vandy in. I'm just being honest. Diego Pavia, he's must-see TV. And I just love parity in sports. Like putting Vanderbilt, this is not baseball now. Let's understand. They've won baseball titles. Vanderbilt in the college football playoff, I would rather see them. But I think Alabama's the best team. But I would go with Texas after Alabama and Texas as far as the best two teams. And I'm just going to stand on this hill, keep saying, I don't want to see a fucking ACC team if it's not Miami in there. Georgia Tech blew it. I don't want to see Duke. If Duke wins the ACC, we got to look at Duke in there. No,
yeah, that's not going to be. Nobody wants. Absolutely nobody wants that.
Yeah,
Virginia versus Duke. Let's be honest. Virginia's the better team there. Virginia's going to. If Virginia blows this, I think that'll be crazy.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do, though.
Man, I can't.
Duke hungry. They gotta put in the door. So they may just be like, "Fuck it, we got a chance."
I don't know. I'm just refused to buy. I think Georgia Tech has looked like the better. Or sorry, I think Virginia's looked like the better team. I think they'll be able to handle it and pull it off. I refuse to buy the Duke. But Vandy, I'm all in with you. They've had a tough schedule this season. Their two losses have been to two top 25 teams, one being Texas, who is also a playoff contender here, arguably on top of it. But, again, that kind of gives Texas the leg on Vanderbilt if it really comes down to it, the fact that they got the head-to-head. But this is Vanderbilt a team who has benched its starters in 7 of 12 games this year because they've just been kicking that much ass. Like that is what they've been doing to their schedule, which has been one of the tougher ones. Like I said, they just dog walked number 19 Tennessee, who's been a damn good team all season. And I think the fact that they're not really moving up or down or anything, it just feels like the forces are against them, if you know what I'm saying. Like it feels like the committee doesn't want them in. They didn't expect them to be in, and they got other teams favored. And I guess the only thing I can see going against Vanderbilt really is if you look at all the top 14 teams, really, their 66 points allowed. The combined 66 wins from their opponents is like bottom of the top 14. So if you want to look at it that way, they've face teams with fewer wins altogether than other teams in like the top 14, top 15. So that is going to go against them as well as the Texas thing. Bama has to beat Georgia. If Bama is 9-3, and this is a conversation that might happen, if Bama loses to Georgia, there's a 39% chance that they still make it into the playoffs. That's the numbers I think whatever channel put up there. That Florida, it's going to really come down to that Florida State loss versus their strength of schedule that will come down if there's 3 L's. Like Bama's got a very tough schedule this season. And they're doing, besides Florida State, the Oklahoma loss, that's a fine loss, I guess, if you have to put it that way.
Because Oklahoma's in the 18.
They're in. Yep. So I think if they lose to Georgia and have that third loss, they're going to have to play like almost a lights out game against Georgia and lose on like a walk-off field goal from 50 yards to like convince that a 3-loss team should be in. Because there's going to be a lot of people who say, why the hell are we letting a 3-loss team in?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Texas is a tough one for me. They're smoking.
Yeah, you think? They've been playing good ball at the end of the year now, though, Austin.
They are. I know it. They are. And I think that's why it's tough because maybe not tough. I feel like they're the inverse of Vanderbilt where the things are going in their favor and they got the committee on their side maybe a little bit, right? I mean, and everyone's talking about the schedule. Well, if they wouldn't have scheduled Ohio State, well, sorry that you scheduled Ohio State. Because, yeah, if you don't schedule Ohio State, they'd be 10-2 and 100% in. But
For
on the flip
sure.
side of that coin, if you just beat Florida, you're still 10-2 and 100% in.
For
So there's
sure.
both sides to that argument with Texas. And if we're starting at number 16 right now, right, they got the Vandy spot. They got the head-to-head against Vandy, so that puts them above Vandy. Michigan lost to Ohio State, so that's going to put Texas above Michigan. Miami doesn't have the conference championship game and a much worse strength of schedule, so that should put Texas above Miami. And then let's be honest about what BYU's schedule has been, and a terrible strength of schedule, and they got smoked by Texas Tech. BYU, it's as simple as win and you're in. It should be pretty simple. But if they lose, they're out. They're screwed if they lose to Texas Tech for a second time. They're done.
Yeah, I don't want to see them. I hope Texas Tech beat them. I don't want to. I'm just telling you, Austin, I don't want to see these teams in the playoffs. I don't want to see Mormons in the playoffs. I get it. Listen, come to the door, give me the booklet, teach me about what God is, but I don't want to see y'all play football. Y'all are weak. BYU is weak. I don't want to see them. I'm just being honest. I don't want to see UVA either, and I'm from Virginia. I love the Cavaliers. Pete Allen, 98 Peach Bowl. I remember it, but no. I don't want to see UVA there too. So just let the best teams play.
BYU's a gritty team. I don't know. How do you keep them out? If they beat Texas Tech, which top 5 team in the nation in the playoffs, how do you keep them out with, even despite the strength of the schedule, with their record and the teams they have beat then? How would you keep them out?
Because if they beat Texas Tech, is because Texas Tech is really looking past them because they're in. They're already in. I just don't. If they beat it, it's not like they're beating a Texas Tech who's playing for something. Texas Tech know they're in. They're not playing for anything. I don't want to see that. And I'm telling you, that's one of them schools that I didn't know nothing about until you told me. So they're not even going to beat them. I think Texas Tech is going to beat them again. But I just don't want. That's what I'm saying. I just don't want no wacky shit to happen for BYU to win, and then they're in, and we got to look at that shit. I don't want to look at it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I love the sentiment of I want truly the best of the best. And I think it happens every year. Every team's going to start pleading their case. We already saw Sarkisian. That's just crazy about Texas. The number one seed, the number one ranked team to start the season is going to be pleading on their knees, begging to get into the championship or get into the playoffs this year. And Sark's out there begging. Every coach is going to be doing their little tours to plead for the committee. Please, please let us in. This is why you should let us in. And it's always like a hair splitting thing. But it sounds like you're not too high on Notre Dame, though.
No,
you don't want them in. You don't think they should be in.
We do not deserve first of all, we play a sugar sweet schedule, which I'm like, we're Notre Dame. Let's really start putting our teams to the test, Marcus Freeman. And I just don't think we have the levels to be in a championship because I mean we made the finals last year. Like we don't have the quarterback. We have the best running back in the nation. We have a decent line, but no, I think we're out. I mean, I don't think we're good. I just don't think we're good this year, and I don't want to get my hopes up. And I'm a Notre Dame fan, but I just don't want to get my hopes up to think that we're going to get in the playoffs and do anything. We're going to get smoked the first game.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, the head-to-head loss versus Miami is going to kill them. It's just going to kill them. I mean, strength of schedule on both sides is relatively the same. So both 10-2. Miami's got the head-to-head. The strength of schedule is not too much different. So that pretty much seals it for Miami. Like, you can kind of cut off the argument there because, right, there'd be Notre Dame fans who will say, well, we lost to Miami and A&M, both really good teams, where Miami lost to Louisville and SMU, which are much lesser teams. But at the same time, that then of course you got the Texas debate. Like, well, will they get over Texas? Texas has that terrible loss to Florida and needed OT to beat Kentucky and Mississippi State, which so they're going to be fighting for that as well. I don't know. I think again that blatant missed call against A&M at the end of the game on the game-winning touchdown pass that changes the whole conversation around this. Yeah. That's an 11-1 team, top 5 team all year. If that call gets held, the blatant holding call, linebacker gets just held by a lineman right up the middle as Reed throws the game-winning touchdown pass. Like that was a big miss. And I know it's lame to blame refs for a loss, but that one didn't seem like that was egregious.
It was pretty bad. But now these past 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, we looking at Texas A&M. Are they really a good team?
Marcel Reed, he's like.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. These past couple of weeks, I've been looking at him like, is this a good team?
Mid-game, Marcel Reed goes from Heisman to don't even consider me for Heisman.
JV, exactly.
Yeah, JV. Yeah. Heisman to JV throughout these games recently. So that is definitely an interesting thing to see with his play. But again, a lot of talent on that
On
offense.
that
A lot,
team,
a lot of
yeah.
lot, a lot of boys everywhere for that one.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think again, if Bama wins, they're obviously in. That's going to be pretty cut and dry. I would like to see Vandy. I agree. I want to see Vandy. But again, I think with how everything I kind of laid out with the Vandy's case versus Texas case, who I ultimately think this is going to come down to, assuming BYU loses, I think Texas gets in. I think they get in. I think Virginia's going to handle Duke. I at least hope so. I want nothing to do with Duke in my college football playoffs.
No, please. No.
Please, yes, no. Football gods, please save us from having to watch that ass kicking.
Please,
no. But all right, let's move over to the. Sorry. So who are you taking? Final, I guess. Who are your final takes?
Alabama and Texas. I'm going Alabama and Texas because I think Alabama will upset Georgia this weekend too. I'm going Alabama.
Okay, so if Alabama loses,
then I'm going Texas and Vandy. I just think it's no.
I want to see that too, but I feel like they find a way to keep Bama in there if it's a close game. If Bama loses and it's a close game, they play well, I think they put Bama in there still because they have one of the toughest schedules in the nation, bar none. Difficult schedule, and they've been winning. Again, that Florida State loss is killing them.
3 losses, though. I really think that committee is gonna get.
We'll see the bias come out.
Yeah, if they go in with 3 losses, that committee's gonna have some real issues in a couple days.
Building might get burned down. Might get burned down. So I don't know. I feel like depending on how that game goes, I could see Bama getting in with 3 losses. I don't like it because I would still want to see Texas and Vandy as well in that case. And again, we're all assuming BYU loses. But okay, let's go over to the NFL. The Eagles and the Bills have been 2 teams this year that I think a lot of folks thought for sure Super Bowl contenders. Like these are dominant football teams. But they've kind of both been a little bit shaky here and there. The Bills seem to be finding a little bit of ground now, right? The Eagles are spiraling. So let's say you have, to pick one of these teams. Which team between the Eagles and the Bills are you trusting less in the playoffs?
The Eagles, because Jalen Hurts is just not good. I mean, I'm gonna always go with the guy that I've seen just be Merlin. He's got magic in him when he wants to bring it out. So I don't trust. Jalen Hurts look bad every time I bring it up. He's missing wide open reads. He's bad. So I'm trusting the Eagles to lose in the playoffs because Jalen Hurts is just not a good quarterback. And I've been kind of saying it, and I've been trying to force myself to say he's a winner. But nah, he's bad. So I'm gonna never go against Josh Allen because he's just a magician back there. And when he wants to turn it on, it is hard to stop. So I'll go with them over the Eagles.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. The Eagles offense somehow is in shambles. The entire fan base wants OC Kevin Patullo fired, but Sirianni just straight up won't do it. They have no idea how to use Saquon Barkley, which should be an impossible thing to say, but they have no idea how to use Saquon Barkley this season after what he did last year was so impressive. The pass game is as consistent as you could ever ask for, or just, I guess, not ask for. Jalen Hurts, like you said, has been far from that guy this season, too. In the last 4 games, the New York Jets have scored more points than freaking the Philadelphia Eagles. That is with Tyrod Taylor and Justin Fields playing quarterback. At least the Bills have a pretty dominant rushing attack. James Cook is running over everybody's face. Josh Allen is running over everybody's face. That you can always rely on those 2 dudes to give you some, a damn good run game. Allen, like you said, he's an alien. He can absolutely take over any game on any given Sunday. And it's not like the Eagles defense is convincing anyone any more than the Bills defense is, which a lot of people had a lot of criticism over the Bills defense earlier this year. Obviously, there's been a lot of criticism about Josh Allen this year passing the football too. Right? We just saw Khalil Shakir have another, I think he had 1 catch yesterday against the Steelers, and he, 3 weeks ago, he had 0 catches. So for your number
he dropped one though. He dropped one. It was a little bit behind him, but he dropped that one too. But yeah.
Yep. I mean, you can't get your top dude involved in the pass game regularly now, which seems so weird. So I don't know. I'm trusting the Eagles less here. The Bills seem to have a little bit of something going. The Eagles they're spiraling out of control. I can't believe. The Bears handled them with no problem. The Bears ran all over the Eagles. Kyle Monunga looked like a freaking all-world running back against them. So did Swift.
And they're blaming Patullo, but I don't know who was announcing the game this week. They showed like 3 plays where they ran the concept where they put the tight end down the seam. Then they had Smith coming underneath a corner route on. Both of them was wide. I'm talking both of them was wide open for 6 points. And Jalen Hurts threw the shit to the. He didn't even look at the inside reads. And so when you're looking at reads, you looking at a top read, out read, and inside read. So kind of like a triangle most of the time you're looking at a read. He didn't even look at where the read was supposed to be. I'm telling you, I don't think it's Patullo. Jalen Hurts is starting to get exposed by being just a bad quarterback. I'm telling you, he's bad. It's bad.
Interesting. I mean, think how long he's deep into his career. It's not like a sophomore or third season at this point. He's deep into his career. I don't know what's going on. You got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, and people will say what they will about Dallas Goedert at this point. I know the O-line isn't as dominant as it has been. You got Saquon. There's everything you could possibly need to be the best offense in the NFL.
For sure.
And it is not working. In fact, this might be the most just gutted-looking pass game in the NFL this year. Up there with like the Titans type of bad. Titans, Browns, like the Eagles are in a bad echelon of pass game when you put them next to other NFL teams. It's bad. It's in the Titans and Browns territory like half the time. I mean, again, most of these games, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith don't even show up for half the game. They're gone. Like, as a fantasy owner, I'd be furious. But, Joey just put in here that apparently Eagles fans aid Kevin Patullo's house after the game. And he mentioned that, yes, I agree, shockingly tame for Philly fans, only using eggs. So good on them for
that's what I said. I figured they had bricks going in.
Yeah.
They don't like that shit. So
nope, not at all.
Yeah.
But, why don't we stay on the topic of, we were kind of talking about the Bears a little bit, so we can bring Joey in right off the jump here. I know he's going to have things to say about his first place in the NFC, Chicago Bears. So Joey, come in, say what you got to say on your Bears. I know you're feeling good, whatever, dude.
It is so strange to have this feeling right now.
Enjoy while it lasts.
They
got 6 days.
They haven't been the number 1 seed in the NFC since I was 12 years old.
Damn.
Wow.
I'm 32. So, yes, it's temporary. Excuse me, but I want the banner for the first place NFC 9-3 Bears. This weekend, I know we talked about it before the show, they had to prove it.
For sure.
And they were dominant. There was a point in that first half where if they converted offensively, I know, Austin, you talked about Ben Johnson wanting more out of the passing game, and so do I. They could have been up easily 21-3, 24-3 for it to be 10-3. And they just kept their foot on the gas pedal. And I know the Bears have had a history of some really, really good offensive lines and some really bad ones. And they don't get enough love. But this line, finally built by Ryan Poles, and weirdly all through free agency, at least in the middle, with Drew Dahlman at center, Jonah Jackson at guard, and Joe Tooney at guard, is probably the best trio in the middle of the line in the league. And they are pushing the best of the best, the Jalen Carters, out of the way. Second level, third level, design-wise, I've never seen a line move like this in at least 15 years as a Bear fan, where they are controlling the line of scrimmage against some of the league's best pass rushers. And you saw that on Friday when Kyle Monangai and DeAndre Swift combined for 281 yards. That was the first time the Bears have had two 100-yard rushers in a game in 40 years since Walter Payton and Matt Suey had it in the 85 team against the Lions. It was just pure dominance. And now they're playing with house money, right? Why not? I know I mentioned to you guys earlier, but, as a Cubs fan, when Theo Epstein took over the team, he was a big believer in every season sacred. And I'm feeling that way with the Bears now. Why not? Why not take advantage? You're ahead of schedule? Okay, this thing's never linear. Look at the Bengals and Burrow. Goes to Super Bowl. They haven't been stiff and close to back to that. Marino, year 1 of the Super Bowl, never got back. So if you're the Bears right now and Caleb Williams isn't even playing to his top potential that he could be, you're riding high with this. Take it for as long as it can go. Don't give anything back. And the fact that the standard is still higher, at least with Ben Johnson, to where he's like, yeah, we're great, but this passing game is nowhere close to where it needs to be. It's fueling the guys even more. And they're all bought in on Ben Johnson. It's unreal.
How can you not?
It's unreal. I've never seen a coach like that in this city. I mean, Joe
Tarps
Madden,
off in the locker room. Come on.
Oh, it's great.
Badass.
I know you guys aren't from Chicago, but Wiener Circle is that iconic hot dog place in Chicago.
Excuse me?
Wiener Circle is the name of the hot dog place.
Making sure I heard that.
And it just Google it. You'll have a good time.
I don't think I will Google that. No thanks.
Well, I'm coming because I love me a nice glizzy. So when I come to
I know they're
Chicago,
good.
God damn it, I'm coming to get one.
They're free. They're free today because of Ben Johnson ripping off his shirt in the post-game press conference. And the nice thing there is they don't just have a hot dog. They char the dog. So they grill them like you're at your backyard and then add all the fixins.
Oh, I love
That's
that.
their secret.
Let me ask you a question, though, Joe. How many do you think that they're going to give away? Seriously, though, because, I mean, Chicago's a big city.
I have, they did it earlier this year. I'll have to find the numbers, but they're going to do a decent number. Granted, it's only on one. There's only one location on one side of the city, so it depends who goes. Because it's like a local like a local great joint. But they're prepared. They made the bet.
Yeah,
they got to do it.
Yeah,
it's awesome. What's from Tropic Thunder? Or no, the Flint Tropics when Jackie Moon promised the whole arena corn dogs if they wanted, and they won. Corn dogs, Jackie. Everybody gets corn. I mean, the Bears are 5-0. Went 5-0 in November. They just kicked November's ass entirely. And like throughout the process, like you said, Joey, the pass game hasn't been that good. Caleb Williams is arguably the thing holding the Bears offense, which seems crazy to say. He's barely completing 50% of his passes most of these games. He again did not play well against the Eagles. I think he had like a 49 QBR, 57 pass rating, sub 50% completion percentage. I mean, he did not play good. And the Eagles defense, with what they got up front, they should like have their strength be stopping the run. And then they just murdered them on the ground. Seems crazy. Kyle Monangai is outpacing Ashton Genty at this point. I think he only has a few less yards than Genty right now going into the next week. A couple less yards on way less carries, more touchdowns. I think he's got 5 touchdowns. Genty has 2 touchdowns, something like that, or 3. So as a 7th round pick, he's just blowing out the number 1 running back in the draft class. As the number 2 running back, maybe he's number 1 at this point, but Swift freaking had 100 yards against the Eagles. They both had 100 yards. And, if you can just get something's going on with Rome. I don't know. I've been seeing Rome come up a lot, but like he's dropping the ball. He's like, what happened to Rome?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that too. But I tell people all the time, all that drama with his dad and shit, those things just add up. And clearly Ben Johnson is saying, hey, if you don't want to play, then I'll just hand this ball off to those guys in the back who's ready to just run through any defense. So, I mean, I think his body language don't look good on the football field too. But, I mean, shit. And it's so crazy, though, because Cal is going to be – he's not going to get his worth because running backs aren't really they don't get their worth no more. So I hate to see a 7th-round guy having a season that he's having over a guy that they say we're going to be transitional in Ashton Genty. But we know 2 years from now he's going to get the short end of the stick and say, hey, go somewhere else and get $2 million.
I know that's the trend, but I don't know. The way I've watched the Bears play this year with a running game focus, Ben Johnson's the new age of these offensive coaches, right?
Yeah.
There may be another shift here again where running backs get this payday that they deserve when the scheme is so mind-blowing that they're allowing these guys to be superstars again. I mean, in the game Friday, like when you saw, when you saw the line move the way they did, Monangai and Swift, they waited. That's how well it was schemed and executed, that your running backs aren't just barreling through or trying to find that first hole. it's one thing when plays develop in a passing game. The play developed in the running game where they could assess the situation. Here's my 2 or 3 options because my line is so good and schemed properly, and then find the best way to attack it. There's a new way of approaching this where when you thought Ben Johnson's coming in, okay, it's a Sean McVay and they're throwing like crazy. He's a run first guy. Detroit's been successful with Jared Goff, but that's also thanks to Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. They're nothing without them.
Yep.
So maybe there's a turn here where we reappreciate the running backs again because they're freak athletes and they're, at least for the Bears, changing the way this offense has looked for the first time in a long time.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Ben Johnson obviously knows how to use 2 running backs better than anyone. DeAndre Swift, let's be honest about him. They probably won't do anything to keep him around long term, especially with how Kyle's playing. But look, man, CJ Gardner-Johnson coming in and now like leading that defense after he was bouncing around, like that's huge for the defense. Jalen Johnson is back now too. So this Bears defense could also only be getting better as the season goes on. But 2 games against the Packers, we all know it's going to decide the rest of the season. No, yeah, 2 games against the Packers. They saved it. I mean, what are the odds that you save both of those
popcorn.
games? Yeah, having both of these games at the end of the season with those 2 essentially tied at the top of the NFC right now. Or not tied, but like, 1-2, 1 game changes everything at the end of the year. It never shakes out.
And why can't you say y'all the 2 best teams in the NFC right now? I mean, that's coming. I mean, outside of Seattle, y'all are playing the best football. So 1 and 2, the best in the NFC, 2 games. I can't wait.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
I thought going in the year, right? You got Detroit and Green Bay at the end of your schedule. All right, maybe you're fighting for 2nd or 3rd in the division. And so the Lions maybe aren't playing their starters. The Packers aren't playing their it's a whole shift of these are monster games to where you already have 9 wins. And these mean something.
Yeah.
I said every week, all I wanted was meaningful football in December. And now they've given more than that to where these games are must-see TV. The flex game next week to 325, like it's too far away. Like I can't wait.
I know it's gonna be awesome. And like you said, Iman, like they really are. The Packers are heating up at the right time. I mean, I can get in the Packers. Joey, is there anything else you need to cap on the Bears though?
Oh, I just had to show you this for everyone to understand that this is the last time the Bears were number 1.
Oh my God.
This is me. Okay?
Braces and everything.
Braces and all.
Braces. I see you.
My God.
This is the last time the Bears were in the NFC top spot is a beautiful picture of me with these turquoise braces. So I just
young man
needed to get that off the computer.
You actually look older than 12 though, man. So you probably was getting listen, you look older than 12. That's pretty good. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, you look like a college student.
You do.
All right. Yeah, I mean, Bears are impressive. But like you said, Packers are also getting hot at the right time. They beat they take the brooms to the Lions for the series sweep on the season on Thanksgiving. Amon-Ra St. Brown got hurt, and that was huge. Jameson Williams had a nice game, but Jameson Williams was too busy taunting all damn game. He forgot to catch the most important pass he received all game. Drop. Packers get it, win. So Jordan Love, a.k.a. Mr. Toyota-thon, a.k.a. Mr. Turkey Day, a.k.a. Mr. EPA, moves to 3-0 on Thanksgiving. Still holds the highest EPA per play in football. I mean, and that 4th down game-clinching throw to Dontavian Wicks. Legacy game for Dontavian Wicks, by the way. What a fuck. That was huge. Jordan Love getting smacked in the face. Makes a perfect throw to Dontavian Wicks to win the game, essentially seal the game. Wicks, insane catch, by the way. Like, look, when Wicks is out there and he's catching the football, he's as good as anyone out there. If he's just not dropping the football, he's still one of the best route runners in the league. And this year he's caught damn near everything. So he needs more opportunities. I've never given up on Dontavian Wicks. He hasn't seen a ton of looks this year. Christian Watson has come back. And now Christian Watson, since the Packers bye, has 3 touchdowns. He's absolutely balling out. He's just really kind of claimed the number one receiver role in the Packers offense. Like I said 2 weeks ago, give this man more targets, more volume for Christian Watson. They're doing it. The Packers pass game, again, like I said, just getting them back. It's going to open up everything. So ever since that Eagles game where the Packers were on life alert, I hit the panic button on this show. I said, panic time after that Eagles game was horrible. Jordan Love's got 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. Christian Watson, like I said, has the 3 touchdowns. The Packers are whooping everyone in their path. Micah Parsons in that stretch has 6 sacks, 22 pressures. He now becomes the first player ever with 5 straight seasons to start with 12-plus sacks. He is dominating. Oh, the gift.
He is. He's starting the ball. He's starting the ball. Maybe you hear me every week because he's starting the ball. I give Michael Parsons, I give you credit. This week you showed me I've been talking shit, and you must listen and say, I'm going to prove something to him. But, yeah, he's been balling.
And look, on the other side of Parsons, though, not balling, Rashawn Gary, man. And I love Gary, and I've defended Gary to the end because I think the potential has always been there. I love what he gives, and I love what he does in the locker room and what he does for a leader on this team. But my goodness, he's at 7.5 sacks right now. It started great, like, oh, shit. So Parsons really is going to unlock Gary. But ever since, like, kind of the beginning, it's been slow. And now we're back to, like, is Rashawn Gary even on the field? I'm seeing a lot more of Kingsley Enagbari, and he's looking like he's got more of an impact than Gary when he's out there. And, you know, we're seeing third down passing situations where Enagbari's on the field and Gary's not. I don't know what's happening to Gary, but he's got that huge contract, and Parsons is not unlocking him. He still is. Parsons getting double, triple teamed all the damn time. Gary's having constant one-to-ones, and he's not getting home to the quarterback. And if he is, it's taking long developing. He's not getting quick pressures. So that means he's really not winning off the jump like we see Micah Parsons do. There's a clear difference in the talent level, and it's showing. I mean, Parsons is getting to the quarterback quicker against 2 guys than Gary is against 1. So I'm a little nervous there, and I'm thinking there's going to have to be some decisions, an uncomfortable conversation around Rashawn Gary if this keeps up the rest of the season. He's got to show up, man. He's at 7.5 sacks. He still doesn't have the 10-plus sack season. And if Parsons ain't going to get him there, and with the attention Parsons draws, brother, I'm sorry. We're going to have to look elsewhere. And it sucks. Van Ness sounds like his injury is not going well, but I think Barry, man, deserves more. He's been good against the run, and I think that's really what's keeping Gary in the lineup. He's still an effective run defender, which is huge. But one last guy I got to shout out for this Packers team, Javon Bullard. He's been the second highest graded slot corner in the NFL since the Packers bye week. And his improvements have been major. Since he's come in, he's been awesome in the box against the run, against short stuff. He sticks his nose in there and he wraps up, makes some damn good tackles. His pass coverage is coming on a little bit. So getting that for the Packers has been huge because we know that secondary has some gaps and can kind of beat. And Javon Bullard has a tendency to be the guy who was getting beat against some faster dudes. So seeing him really come on, I think has been huge for the Packers. But man, if anyone is still watching Jordan Love play football and trying to say he's not a top 5 quarterback in the league right now,
yeah, they don't know what
you're just bad talent about. You're just bad talent.
They don't know what they're looking at. But I ain't gonna lie to you, Austin. You've been giving your man Matt LaFleur some issues, but that 4th down call was a cojones. I trust my guy. I trust that guy because he had people draped on him. I was when he made that call, I say, man, Austin got to respect that because I didn't think they were going to go for it. I'm like, well, maybe they'll just punt. But that play call was some cojones. And, I mean, that's what they pay Jordan Love for. Just put the ball in your receiver's vicinity, and then they just go make a play. So, when I seen that, I was like, "Ooh, I like that right there."
I loved it, right? Yeah. If you want to be one of the big dogs, you got to piss in the tall grass. You know who's going for that play on 4th down? Mahomes, Brady, Manning, Rodgers, anyone, right? If you want to, let your quarterback prove he's a guy, one of the guys, let him go out and make that play and win you that football game. I love that LaFleur did it. And look, I'm not going to say I'm going to sit here and eat words I said about LaFleur. I still stand by everything that I said with LaFleur early on the season. But he has come around as well. Like I said, I think Christian Watson being back has been such a huge factor. The pass game is all the way opened up ever since Watson's been back. And LaFleur and the play calling has been more pass heavy now. And maybe it's because Josh Jacobs got hurt a little bit. and they're leading away with that. And I know the Vikings game where Jordan Love didn't pass much, but he had the shoulder injury, and even then, like, was still effective as hell when he was passing the ball. So it all looks better. They are one of the hottest teams. I will say this every time about the Packers. As long as the Packers are not shooting themselves in the foot and getting in their own damn way, they can beat anyone in the NFL any given week.
For sure.
They beat themselves more than not, compared to another team beating them. But Iman, on the inverse side, because me and Joey living happy right now. Your Ravens.
I guess
what's
we gotta
going
save
on?
the depressions for last.
What's going on, man?
I mean, listen, I'm under the. I'm not gonna fake it. I'm not gonna be in denial. Just is not our year. I mean, I think something's really wrong with Lamar. I'm gonna keep saying this every week. I think something's not right with Lamar. But I think it's about time we move on from John Harbaugh too, because it just doesn't look right. I said this 2 weeks ago. Our offense just doesn't look right. I'm tired of looking at games where you're only giving Derrick Henry 10 carries. Like, I'm tired of seeing Zay Flowers fumble. We got to get some big-time receivers in because clearly that's not working. I mean, I don't think the team is built for Super Bowl right now. And the more I look at it, I'm like, everybody else got better in the past 2-3 years, and we just didn't get it. And, I mean, I know we put a lot of stock in Zay. We put a lot of stock in Derrick Henry, but somebody told me that I'm the bad luck piece, man. I don't know if it's me. Hey, listen, Austin, they told me on Facebook, they was like, you the problem. You left the Cowboys, and they're making this just historic run, and now you with Baltimore, and 2 years in a row, you just being disappointed. So it may be me, but I'm sticking with him, because Lamar's still generational talent. I just think we have to bring in some offensive weapons on the outside. He's not going to be able to get it done with Zay Flowers. Mark Andrews getting old. I'm just tired of these guys just fumbling and just not making plays. So
5 turnovers is egregious. Like, and you're going to lose if you win a game with 5 turnovers. Like, that other team has to be just absolute dog water. But I agree with you. Lamar hasn't looked the same. And Derrick Henry is kind of like the only bright side for the most part, but he's fumbled. And the O-line is dog water as well. Then that O-line is not helping anyone. And I'm sorry, in the playoffs, like, not going to – you're going to have to – I don't know. They might have a tough time against the Steelers pass rush. That O-line is getting beat up. And I agree. The receiving weapons are just – that ain't it. Like, Zay Flowers needs to be your number 2 target at best. At best, because he can't line up on the outside and just win. And these corners are big and fast as Zay, and they damn near got a foot on dude. It seems like when they're out there, and as fast and shifty as he is, man, you just need him consistently in the slot, and you need an outside burner, a beater. And Rashawn Bateman was supposed to be that guy, and he's also been inconsistent. He's got some moments, but like
he's a bum.
Hasn't lived up. He was a guy a lot of Packers fans wanted too, so I'm happy that didn't
exactly. He can run fast. And Lamar, listen, and I'm gonna tell you, Lamar has to stand up and say, you know what, this one on me, because those fumbles and interceptions, he's got to be accountable for his shit. And like I said, I'm super Lamar, but I'm gonna hold him accountable. When you look like shit, you got to hold yourself accountable for that. So you got to bounce back with them turnovers. And every time we lose is because we're not holding on to the football, and we just can't make plays.
I think a lot of fans are also looking to the OC, Greg. Why am I blanking on his last name?
Roman.
Roman. A lot of people are looking at him like, this is dog crap, man.
Yeah, we got a clean house, Austin. We got a clean house.
You got what's his name? Rasheen Ali had more rushing attempts than Derrick Henry and Keaton Mitchell last game.
That doesn't make sense to me. Just come on, Austin.
What?
King Henry.
What?
10 carries. But he had like 60 yards. That's what I'm saying. Like, just feed him the ball. But I just think we really need to clean house. I'm over. And granted, Greg Roman made Lamar to the superstar, what he kind of implemented. But I think it's time for us to go get one of these new young coordinators, man, who's just more creative, can
gone
find
stale.
ways to scheme Zay Flowers open and scheme Isaiah Likely better and scheme Lamar better. But I think we got a clean house. I'm not going to lie to you. I just want one of these young, innovative coordinators. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, no, a lot of speculation around that offense. It seems like there's going to be big decisions and big things happening this offseason for that. I mean, is Harbaugh stay alive in that team? Who
No,
knows? A lot of people want him out. Again, a lot of people want Roman out. Like, this seems like a lot of changes are coming because obviously they're still going to run it with Lamar. Obviously, Zay is going to be there. I don't know. Maybe they end up trading Mark Andrews and they just roll with Isaiah Likely. Who knows? But look, again, crazy to say, it didn't look great this week, but the defense, they've completely reversed. The offense sucks. The defense is good. Where this season earlier was the defense is the worst we've ever seen. The offense is good. And then Lamar getting hurt. Ever since then, man, it's been like, what's it called? Back to the Future, the Twilight Zone. We've entered the Twilight Zone ever since that Lamar injury. There's been a massive shift for who's good on that team and who's bad in terms of which side of the ball. So,
yeah,
I don't know, man. Ravens, they still got potential. You got the Steelers now. That's, again, you're still in first place, which is the crazy thing. And if you beat the Steelers, you only keep climbing into first place and make it harder for the Bengals to claw back into it. So, I mean,
Broadway Joe, though. I listen. I'm Broadway Joe scares me. I'm just being honest. He scares me. He just scares me. He's always gonna have a chance to win. So he scares me, and I'm with you. All we got to do is kind of just win out. But does it look like we can win out? That's just my only thing.
But I don't think so. I don't think the Bengals are gonna win out. As good as Joe Burrow is, I mean. And again, he reminded everyone just how elite he is. And without T. Higgins, like, Joe Burrow looked damn good in that game. I think Thursday, that game against the Ravens was his 21st game of his career where he threw for 250-plus yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Joe Burrow, Joe Icy, whatever you want to call him, Shiesty, whatever 20,000 names he's got, he put the world on notice that, hey, folks, don't forget about me.
I'm that guy.
Yeah, I'm that guy. So Bengals might be able to run it. That offense, like, what do we say? They might need to score 40 every week. And the Ravens defense has been playing as good as anyone. And the Bengals put up 32 without Higgins.
And that's the bad part about it. I was like, we're going against the worst defense in the NFL and can't turning the ball over and can't score.
What happened, man?
But that's why I don't see – you can't look at the Steelers defense and say that they're worse than the Bengals. So if we couldn't do nothing against the Bengals, imagine what we're going to look like against Pittsburgh. So I'm shaking. I'm shaking.
Between the Vikings and the Ravens, those two teams need to absolutely burn the tape this week. Max Brosmer, 4 picks in his debut, maybe the worst. Did you
we knew he was bad, though.
Did you see that Brosmer where he's just trying to make a play? He's trying to do the Brock Purdy, trying to do too much, and he just flips it right into Ernst Jones' pockets for a pick 6 the other way. Maybe the worst throw I've ever seen. But wow,
that was one of like you're in the NFL, buddy. You're not at Minnesota anymore. But we knew he was terrible. We was like, this guy is not the answer.
No, the Vikings are. Yeah. They're in quarterback hell, man. Back-to-back games for the Vikings where if they would have just spiked the ball every play, they would have had a higher QBR out of it. Back-to-back games.
They can come get me. You can come get me, Kevin O'Connell.
I mean, it was also the first time they've been shut out since, I believe, 2007, the Vikings.
Yeah.
I mean, this was as bad as it gets. You know, Thielen, I think he's gone from the team. I think he retired or something maybe. So Thielen's out of there. Not like it even matters. Justin Jefferson, 2 catches for 4 yards. Yeah, I don't know if y'all saw the picture of him on the sideline, towel drape, but you just know he was dreaming about what other cities might be looking like right about now.
Where he's trying to get to Cancun for the summer and then, get somewhere else.
294 games without a shutout, and that's how the streak comes to an end. So, yeah. Minnesota really screwed the pooch not keeping Darnold. Oh my God!
He's lighting it up this year. But not only that, they let Indiana Jones out the building too.
That's true. Yeah.
Jones. So y'all let both of those guys, and y'all got Billy Kilmer. That guy, he looked so bad this week. I was like, man, this is the NFL. How did he get drafted?
Yeah, there's better
options. Get drafted? Yeah, come on, Austin. I'm not lying. How did he get drafted?
I don't know, man. I don't know, but
it was comical.
It's the Vikings. This was like one of those like nut up or shut up type seasons, and especially for them, for McCarthy. A lot of people had high expectations for the Vikings this year, and to see where they are at now, it's pretty obvious they made a big mistake in their decision with the quarterback room. And now they're paying for it in the worst type of way. The Vikings really might fumble the bag on Stephon Diggs and Justin Jefferson back to back and get absolutely nothing out of either of them. Crazy, man. Anyways, let's wrap up the show. Last week we didn't do the there it is plays of the week from both of us. So instead of doing our build the statue player of the week, and instead of doing the burn the tape players of the week, we're gonna give it this week with the there it is players of the week. For each of us, I'll let maybe I'll go first so Iman can wrap it up with his big finale with his tagline. I'm just gonna steal it and do less with it. But my there it was dare it's dare right? Dare daddies.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Daddies. I don't want to do it like you. That's your thing. There it is. Play of the week for me is Jeremiah McClellan, Oregon wide receiver, got absolutely screwed out of what I think would have been actually the catch of the year against the Washington Huskies. Now, first of all, his arm was getting held. He only had the ability to use one hand on this play. He's going over the shoulder to look for it. The ball comes up. He smacks that thing straight on his helmet, like fingertip, clutches it, uses his helmet because his other arm's getting held, goes to the ground, smacks the ground. The ball does not move at all. It touches the ground, but it doesn't move in the slightest. And everyone on the broadcast said this should be a catch. It should be a catch. Not only that, it should have been a pass interference too. And they say it's not catch. So he got screwed. And if you haven't seen the Jeremiah McClellan catch out of Oregon, just wickedly impressive stuff. Put the David Tyree catch on notice with that one. The David Tyree famous for the helmet catch. Same thing, except this one was falling to the ground and smacks the ground, and he belly flopped onto the ground and just held onto that football. Just wickedly impressive stuff from McClellan. That is player of the week.
My player of the week goes to Mr. Myles Garrett, who might be the greatest defensive player ever. Audience, I don't know if y'all seen it this week, but he made Trent Williams look like a $5 hoe when he hit him with the Spider-Man step out. He went to reach, and then he hit him with the down, coming down inside. When I tell y'all that was one of the greatest just outside, inside plays I've ever seen from a DN. This 6'5", 265, and that's being generous, 265-pound move like a cat. I'm talking about feline. I mean, one of those house cats that you see jump around. We're not talking about no big lion. We're talking about an agile cat. So Myles Garrett, and he will break the sack record. So Myles Garrett this week on Chalk Talk Social is my Daddy's player of the week.
What a way to end it. Absolutely.
Yes,
I agree with you. What a freak human being. And if you think about the freak athletes in the NFL right now, and Myles Garrett makes them look like nothing. Like they haven't been an athlete. They don't have an athletic bone in their body when you compare them to Myles Garrett, it seems like. He makes it look like dudes playing in the 1930s, and he's playing in the modern day.
And that's Trent Williams, people. That's a Hall of Famer.
Different beast. I don't know. He's gonna blow through that sack record. It seems like he should blow through it. But all right, that's another episode of Chalk Talk Social. We will see you all per usual on Friday. Make sure you go out and watch some games. We got some, NFL's getting back into the Saturday games now, right? It's coming up. The Saturday games are coming up. College football playoffs coming up. Conference championships coming up. We got some good football ahead of us. So make sure you find the next couple spots on the calendar, and we will see you Friday.